Howdy, partners, and welcome to Wasted Wagons. This is a rootin'est, tootin'est show this side of the Mississippi. This podcast is 10 pounds of crazy and a 5-pound sack. So butter me up and call me a biscuit, because you'll be as surprised as me to see what this posse of banditos has in store for you tonight. Woo! Woo!
Welcome back, everyone, to the Wasted Wagons podcast. It's been about a month since we put one of these on, so I hope you all missed us as much as we missed you. So I'm going to go ahead and get it started tonight. What's everybody drinking?
I am drinking Chandelier from Chandelier Island Brewing. Chandelier Island Brewing.
You got some sausage in your mouth.
Key lime pie sour ale from their Gulf Sour series. It's pretty good. It's not as good as the key lime pie beer sour that I had from Fly Llama, but it's pretty solid.
Pretty solid? Cool. I got Sam Adams Flannel Fest. That comes in a variety pack at Total Wine. It's like a big box, all the different Sam Adams, like Oktoberfest and all that.
What type of beer is the Flannel Fest?
It is a cozy, smooth lager.
Okay.
Amber lager?
I think it is amber. Hold on. Oh, it's a Dunkel.
Oh, okay.
It's a dark German beer.
It's a Moink Dunkel.
Yeah, it's German.
Yeah.
Oh, well, makes sense during Oktoberfest. As a matter of fact, I'll go next then to kick that off. So I'm drinking two different beers right now. I have finishing up a Yuengling Hershey's, which is, you haven't had a chance to drink this. This is a nice stout beer with a nice chocolatey taste to it, put out to us by our good friends at Yuengling. Yuengling, if you're listening, we're still looking for sponsors. But since you mentioned an Oktoberfest or a German beer, I'm also going to crack open next, which I've already had a few, is the Fly Llama Oktoberfest, which is called their Wolfie beer. Also a very good one. I think this is my favorite time of the year for beers because the Oktoberfest Marzens are usually my favorite.
Does it growl at you when you drink it?
It does. When I open it up, we'll be sure to hear it.
The Wolfie.
It's kind of like a
roar. What was that noise?
We don't know. It's the Wolfie coming out.
Sean, what are you drinking?
I still want to know about that flannel fest, but anyway, what exactly is a flannel fest? But hey, yeah. I didn't want to talk about the pea water beer that I keep drinking at all these podcasts, so I pulled out some little shots, little mini bottles of some Catch Fire, mango and cinnamon, peach and cinnamon, apple and cinnamon, and finally some Bacardi mango chili. So I'm getting a dirty look across the table, but
that sounds intense.
Take a little shot of that.
I'm just admiring the 50 ml size, like for your like travel size. Mm-hmm. Nothing wrong with the little Catch Fire. I mean,
like my throat will when I take a shot of these.
Hey yo,
Pat, what are you drinking?
Well, since Todd decided to crack his beer open, I will follow suit with my Bulgarian Miak from Equal Parts Brewery in Houston, Texas. It's a milk stout, 7% alcohol. Pretty damn tasty.
Look, I'll agree with Pat. Jump in on that one. Pat brought me back a few of those, and that's probably my favorite beer from Equal Parts. Of the many that he's brought back for us, I think the Bulgarian Miak is the best.
Dot Matrix is the shit.
Dot Matrix is good. Bulgarian Miak is probably my favorite as well, along with Bonesaw, but that's a topic for another day. I'm hoping to get a replenishment order in the coming weeks when my sister comes in town, so I'm pretty going to load up when it's time.
Well, Pat, I just got a question for you real quick. So I see Sean's got these little mini bottles of alcohol. Todd was actually able to find the Out of Space vodka at Dorgnac's, one of our local supermarkets. Was the one that you had in Lafayette, was it about this size, or was it a little bigger?
No, it's the same 50 ml size.
Yeah. Oh, okay. We got the big $40 bottle.
Is there any reason you were questioning the size of it? Something you want to know?
I don't know. Is Dorgnac's, as we say, bigger than Total?
The 100 milliliter bottles fill up his mouth.
You did say it right. It is a superstore.
no, I like how he asked me the question as though I'm gonna be offended by anything that's negative to Total. Like that's my account, but like I don't work for them, so it doesn't really matter to me in a sense. Whatever. Anyway, let's not get bogged down in the woods too much on Travis's shitty attitude towards all things. We have a special guest tonight. I'll let Mike take over since he knows this person very well.
Well, this is my lovely wife.
Her name is
Jamie, and she's been around with me for a long time.
How she put up with Mike for this
I
many
don't
years?
know. I don't
Lord,
know.
hello, yes.
So, Jamie, you want to say a little something?
Hey, y'all, it's Jamie. I feel so honored to be the first wife guest on the podcast. I'm very excited to be here with this lovely group of gentlemen around with good drinks and football playing in the background.
Gentlemen.
Don't get on the mic.
Yeah, gentlemen, quote, finger quotes, air quotes.
But we have a little discussion here, right? One of our topics for today. We're each going to pick out a topic that we would like to talk about, and I'm gonna just go ahead and go first here. And me and Jamie got into it the other day about
Hey yo.
yeah, we did. We got into it about chips and salsa versus pumpkin spice.
Pumpkin spice chips and salsa.
Wait.
Ooh.
No,
Hey.
absolutely not. No, don't go crazy ruining the best things in life.
Wait. So chips and salsa is its own category of thing.
Correct.
Pumpkin spice latte is its own category of thing.
Correct.
How did this cross over into like a debate of one or the other?
So it all started with the Facebook post. It was one of those silly little things that I forget exactly what it said, but something like chips and salsa over pumpkin spice any day. So, of course, everybody left and right, absolutely, 100%, facts, blah, blah. And then this one over here decides he's going to put on there, well, no, there's not even a debate.
All right,
Chips and
so
salsa anytime.
it was coincidental, that same day that she posted that on the internet, I had gone to my mom's house and she had a box of Trader Joe's pumpkin spice cookies that were probably the best cookies I've ever had.
Oh.
Okay.
Why are we not having these pumpkin spice cookies?
I don't know.
We
We could be
should-
eating them
we
on.
should
We could be
have.
eating them on the pod right now.
We should have. But let me tell you, they were delicious, and I can't wait to go to Trader Joe's and go get some more.
What?
So anyway, I'm eating these cookies, and I'm scrolling through Facebook, and I see her post saying something about, chips and salsa. You can't be with me with chips and if you don't eat chips and salsa. How did it go? Something like that.
Totally not with the
I don't even know. Anyway, she even wrote on it she wanted a divorce after I put on there that, yes, pumpkin spice is where it's at. But there's a time and a place. I like chips and salsa.
Chips and salsa year round.
I like
Why
chips
is
and
this even a
salsa.
debate?
I
don't
just pulled it
understand.
up.
Oh,
I just
he
pulled it
pulled
up.
it
Oh, there we go.
Chips and salsa are more important than pumpkin spice, and I'm willing to lose friends over this.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you lost one already.
And divorce was not mentioned on that.
Okay, no, keep reading the comments there. See what his
see?
comment was. Let's
Let's
see what
find
Mike's
Mike's.
comment was.
I mean, there's 20 comments
So-
on here.
Yeah.
So it's-
While
Because all of them are for chips and salsa except my husband's.
Mike says there's a time and place, but absolutely, I did like those Trader Joe's pumpkin spice cookies. Mouth-watering emoji.
So hold on a sec. I can see both sides of this argument here.
Okay.
So I'll be the first one to say, if I'm sitting down at a Mexican restaurant, regardless of which one, whether it's Don Jose's, whether it's El Gato Negro, the chips and salsa are like crack. I mean, it's you're sitting there eating them to the point where you don't even know how many you ate. You're almost filling up before you eat your entree. But I will say, pumpkin spice season. I'm not a big pumpkin spice coffee guy, but I think Todd can attest to this. Smoothie King puts out their own variety of pumpkin smoothies, and right now they have the pumpkin coffee high protein, which I'm willing to bet is one of the best smoothies, probably top 5, maybe top 3 smoothie. Maybe that's a separate top 5 for one day.
The only one it's comparable to was the mint chocolate high protein that they released at Christmas time.
So
Or the King Cake the King Cake Gladiator. King Cake Gladiator is really good.
Travis,
So
if you had a choice right now whether to do away, like say right now, you will not eat any more chips and salsa, or Smoothie King pumpkin
Oh, that's a tough one.
pumpkin smoothie or whatever.
How
the
is
hell
this a
it is.
debate?
It's not a
Chips
debate,
and
that's
salsa
right.
is all
But
the time.
but look,
Right.
There's-
but look.
There's a reason that there's a
Hold on.
season for pumpkin spice because you can't eat that shit all
But
year long.
if
It's
you had a choice-
disgusting.
If somebody was holding you down, you're like, yeah. but
I don't know, y'all. Look, if we're putting this at the smoothie, that pumpkin coffee smoothie, I would take over chips and salsa any day.
I think I would too.
Smoothie King, if you're listening, they're still looking for sponsors.
Still looking for sponsors.
Controversial.
Pumpkin coffee
Question.
high protein smoothie king. Where's
Question
that?
though, chips and salsa. Are we saying just salsa, or like we can still have guacamole and
No,
bean
no,
dip?
no, no, no.
Oh, that's a whole nother
That's a
level.
whole nother
yeah.
level.
How about would you
That's-
guys-
then there's-
Queso.
then there's- Oh, queso.
No,
yeah,
so-
If they
definitely
said
debate.
queso, I might have changed my mind.
Would you guys like some queso?
Yeah, wait. So chips and salsa is literally just
$49.
paste pecani salsa made in New
No,
York
no, no.
City, or
New
is it any
York
dip?
City.
Any
Like,
salsa,
Any
Good.
just salsa?
any chips, any salsa.
Then I'm taking pumpkin spice.
My question is, how many times has pumpkin spice led to tequila and like dancing and having a good time?
Well, it is true.
Nobody
I
ever
mean,
got lit after pumpkin spice. Like,
I mean, I
Says
do
me.
like a nice chip and salsa with my tower
You make a very
margarita
good
at
point
Don
there.
Jose's. You know?
that's correct. Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
take my chips and guacamole and sprinkle
Because
some
that's
pumpkin
like a
spice
full
on
meal:
top.
chips, salsa, and a margarita, and you're done. You know.
But I mean,
Now, look,
if somebody had a gun to my head and I had a basket of chips and salsa and a pumpkin coffee, high protein smoothie right next to me,
What you
I
going
would,
with?
I
What you going with?
would choose the smoothie.
Yeah, because then you can make him gag, and he won't attack you anymore.
So, but
It's nasty.
so enough with siding with Mike here. 90% of the time, I'm eating those chips and salsa just because of the fact that the smoothie is very temporary. And again, I don't like pumpkin spice in my coffee. I love the taste of regular coffee.
So my next question would be though,
Coffee flavored coffee.
If the pumpkin coffee high protein smoothie was available year round, would you still feel the same way about it?
No, I would
But
still
since
I would
it's-
go with the
Since
smoothie.
it's only a limited time thing, you know.
It's very good for that limited time.
Patrick
I've
is
been
not
noticing.
confused.
Yeah, I've been noticing Patrick over there looks disgusted.
Because he's with me. That there's no debate about this. It shouldn't even be a question. Right?
Yes, it's chips and salsa. Period. You can't get pumpkin spice year round. So what are you going to do the other 9.5, 10 months of the year when there's no PSL for you to have or chips?
Chips and bean dip.
Well,
No, you only get one option for the rest of your life as it was posed. You get chips and salsa, or you get pumpkin spice,
Salsa's not
whatever.
the same as queso.
Exactly. Or
I'm still taking
Hey,
salsa.
hey, you want me to
What-
throw out a grinds my gears at El Paso? They give you one little bowl of bean dip, but they give you that like freaking butt plug full of salsa.
Let
Because
me ask-
salsa's where it's at.
Let me ask you a question. When you go to El Paso or El Gato Negro, do they skimp on how much pumpkin spice they give you? No, because you can't get it. When you go to an Italian
You
restaurant,
got to know people.
when you go to an Italian restaurant, do they skimp on it there? When you go to a steakhouse, do they skimp on your pumpkin spice, whatever? No, because you can't get it.
You're just not asking nicely.
I need
This
new
is why
friends.
There's so much more
Now,
than chips and salsa.
But I'm sure there might be something on the dessert menu, Patrick. I mean,
Yeah, and guess what? It's seasonal. The other 9 months, nothing pumpkin spice. And listen, I don't hate pumpkin spice. It's not my favorite, but I don't hate it. But chips and salsa? Are you out of your mind? So one of you bastards have a Super Bowl party and show up with something pumpkin spice, or watch when I show up with something pumpkin spice,
All right.
and see how fast everyone else looks at you like, what the fuck is this?
hey, you think I should do some pumpkin spice eggnog for Christmas?
Yes.
Just want to party this year?
yes.
100%.
That sounds.
You
Like,
know what?
That
I won't
sounds like a bet.
It sounds like I won't be there.
We'll do a short on
He'll do a peanut butter one as well.
I'll do the screwball peanut butter, and I'll do a pumpkin spice eggnog too.
That sounds
Let's do
delicious.
it. Let's do it.
And I'll bring chips and salsa.
And you know what? I'm gonna bring more chips and salsa, go on top of Jamie's chips and salsa, and y'all can all kiss my ass.
You know what I think's different about it though? The community that chips and salsa brings together. You know?
There's a big
It's
community
And pumpkin
for
spice.
I know, you know?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, they're all-
no,
They're all
it's social. It's a social, you know.
Yeah.
they're all
meal.
housewives wearing high boots and turtlenecks.
Mine is the four of you all huddled up in your Uggs and tight skinny jeans with your PSLs and your pumpkin spice coffee and cookies and lattes and whatever the hell. You can have fun on your own side. Segregating you guys.
Pumpkin
I like
coffee,
my Ugg boots,
high
sir.
protein. Smoothie King. It's where it's at.
It's ridiculous.
All right.
So
So,
wait, so how far are y'all willing to take this whole feud? Like, someone said the D word. I mean,
oh no, it's fine
Yeah.
because he put on there. He still, was talking about it. It's like end of conversation. It's not even, But no, it's the
all
opposite
fun and
attract,
games.
and he's, the little princess of the relationship with his little PSLs, like, you call it. So he gets all giddy girl about his pumpkin spice and.
PSL.
Mike, what do you like pumpkin spice in other than the cookies?
Well, the cookies, obviously.
oh, that's a great answer. The cookies.
I will add that I bought
Just sweet
3
stuff.
boxes
Like
of
anything-
Special K pumpkin spice
anything
cereal the other
sweet.
Are
day.
you like a
So,
pumpkin pie fan?
Like
I will admit
really
that.
like pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin
I really like pumpkin pie.
I got
And
you.
he complains because
hey.
I never make it, and I'm like, because I think
Pumpkin
it's
pie
I
has
had-
nothing.
I
had a
Pumpkin
girl-
pie
You
has
like pumpkin
nothing on
spice so much? Go
pecan
make
pie.
it your damn
I
self.
had a girl at work make me a pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin
Mm.
pie has nothing on pecan pie.
Maybe we should
Okay?
talk more about that.
And if you call it pecan, I'm leaving.
What y'all think about that? A girl at work made him pumpkin pie.
Yeah, because I begged her. I was like,
You
found out
what
that
her?
she-
Wait, this isn't going
You
anywhere.
begged her? Or...
I begged her.
Oh, okay, begged her. Okay.
I begged her.
Just wanted
Please,
clarification.
You know how to make pumpkin spice?
Did you sing the song? I'm
pie.
begging for pumpkin pie.
Oh my god, that's just unreal. This,
It kind of sounded like Mike said banged for a second.
that's why I had to get clarification.
It
I was
did.
like, it's very bold of him to say that in front of the wife.
Now you know why I said the D word.
I don't know
Before,
what.
you know?
His take alone is grounds for divorce. You can literally go in and like, I need an annulment. Why? This
He
is the
doesn't
face.
like chips and
Because he is
salsa.
against chips and salsa and chooses pumpkin spice. So,
Just okay.
but it's
Not
all
just
in
a
good
divorce,
fun.
an annulment.
It's
Listen to
silly.
you.
Yes, it's a word.
Yeah. You can get an annulment after how long?
I don't know. There should be.
Well, there's nothing
It's
gonna
sacrilegious.
You should be able to file
our-
special
with our
paperwork for an
marriage,
annulment.
At this
sacrilegious.
point,
It's
with the
to like
government
pumpkin
and all of
spice.
this insurance and everything else, I need to be a single mother of 2 children and be unemployed, and then we'll be having money in
We're
our
not.
pocket.
We're not.
And then
talking about
I'll get-
politics on
I'll
this
get
podcast.
Tostitos to sponsor you as a single mother with 2 children.
Yes, it's
because they got-
perfect. It's perfect.
Would this be the world we're living in?
Oh, Lord.
Please note that
It's in the
Travis is
divorce
holding up
papers
his
that she gets paid
his
in pumpkin
koozie.
spice.
of a certain orange face.
It's just black.
Mike's child support will get paid
What,
in
the
pumpkin
koozie or
spice
something else?
lattes.
And cookies, Trader Joe cookies.
But-
yeah.
But is there? Let's. I guess before we close this out, is there a world where chips and salsa and pumpkin spice can coexist?
Yeah, because some
I
disgusting
think-
person is gonna say, "Let's make pumpkin spice salsa."
Let's
They
make some
probably
pumpkin
have that
spice
out
corn
there.
chips.
Yes, they
Pumpkin
probably do.
Spice salsa.
What was the most disgusting pumpkin
Whoa.
spice thing y'all ever seen? I mean, they put it on everything now.
Pumpkin spice chicken
Well, I'm going
salsa.
to be honest with you. I'm not really a big fan of pumpkin beer. Yeah.
Yeah,
there
it's
you go.
okay.
That's
Yeah.
beer
That
connoisseurs.
Jack-
Yeah.
What is it? That Jacko's or whatever?
Yeah.
That's a little too sweet.
Pumpkin
Said I don't
ales,
really
yeah.
like it in my coffee, but that, like Todd said, beer is not a good thing.
SnappyGourmet.com has a pumpkin salsa made with pumpkin spice.
Oh, you see, we knew it.
Burn it down.
Maybe
next
I should
party
try it.
sounds
Then
like a
maybe
regular.
Mike might change his opinion on pumpkin spice.
Sean's Halloween party. It's coming.
Sure.
What's
Cool.
that?
The pumpkin spice salsa.
In the air tonight.
I'll tell you, the eggnog is not
I
coming
mean,
to the
Michael
Christmas
loved
party.
that, and then he'll be trying to get me to eat that. I'm not eating that. That's like, I don't know.
It's worth a try.
No, let's not.
There's certain things that just should not go together, and that's okay.
Water and oil, pumpkin
Yeah.
and spice, pumpkin spice
George
and
and
salsa.
Kittles scoring a touchdown.
Yeah.
George
looking
and
good, Cowboys.
Skittles.
Looking good.
George Skittles.
So,
All right, so that's a healthy house divided.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah,
So-
and this is also the house divided by Drew Brees and Tom Brady.
oh, we're not going there, baby.
Jesus.
no,
So-
go on.
We're not going there.
Yeah, let's air out some more of the Ortiz
I mean,
family.
that's our dirty laundry.
yeah.
Brees versus
Not going
Brady, pumpkin spice.
Sounds like we need to do a
versus
shot
chips and
just to
salt.
settle things, right?
Yes, we do. We do need to do a
Hey,
shot.
how about you get a shot of pumpkin spice for us?
of
Anybody have any? Because I'll do a shot of salsa right now.
Wait a
And be
Second,
good
we
with
do
it.
have we don't have the pumpkin spice, but we do have the Kraken Gold Spice.
Well, let's let our guest pick. Just would Jamie like to do the a dough ball cookie dough whiskey or the Kraken Spice Gold rum shot?
It's got spice in it. You gotta go
I'll
with
do,
that one.
I'll do the cookie dough because you have the spice. No.
Cookie dough?
That's like the pumpkin spice.
Damn, you ruled out the spiced rum based upon pumpkin spice.
Yeah, I'm bitter.
I might go with the mango chili because
I'm
isn't
bitter
chili
and
something else I can
spicy.
eat with chips?
I don't have much of an appetite, thank you.
I'm ready to leave this podcast right now. I cannot believe my allies in this.
What about chips by themselves?
Oh my god, y'all! I'm looking up right now.
I will still take
like
chips by
yours.
like
myself.
weird pumpkin spice stuff. How
Jamie.
disgusting does this sound?
No, I was just-
Limited edition pumpkin spice spam.
Mm.
Oh.
That can't be real.
You
Spam
said
grows by
spam. You said
itself.
spam in general.
Hey, easy on the spam now.
That looked like some fried treat for breakfast.
False, but I mean, well, I don't know what your grounds for that is, but whatever.
This is quite the shot.
They have
All right.
pumpkin spice almonds,
Great.
pumpkin
No, for
spice
real, though.
hummus.
Jessica's grandma used to make her
Pumpkin
fried
spice
treat
hummus.
for breakfast, which
Pumpkin
is
spice
essentially
ramen
fried
noodles.
spam.
Pumpkin spice.
Pumpkin spice frosted flakes. They ruined and frosted.
No, I could see that being good though.
I mean, with
Hey, I
the
got the pumpkin
Get
spice
some- get
special
some-
K. So
Oh no.
what'd you do with some oat milk?
Oh,
yeah.
This is where they drew the line.
Pretty good.
Pumpkin spice meatballs.
We're done.
No.
That's done.
We're
It's kind
done.
of, but it's kind of like a
All right, well,
sweet
here-
and salty mix.
Here is a shot.
No.
For all the pumpkin
No.
spice
No.
lovers and chips and salsa.
why is mine filled?
They can
And
coexist,
look-
guys.
and
We
look,
can all
we're shooting-
we're
we're
shooting
shooting-
to our
yeah.
second,
Chips and salsa.
shoot- shooting to our second guest ever. You know, Jamie
Or
Ortiz.
Jamie,
Did
I love
you
you.
put this much in mine?
I love
Pumpkin
you too.
spice
I-
heat and self
trying to
just
get
I
love
would
Sean
love
Wolfricky
to eat
tonight.
some chips and salsa with you any day.
Okay.
Oh,
me
that's
too.
so sweet.
And
Way
1,
to
2,
make
3,
up
we
for it.
go.
Down the hatch.
Ugh.
That's good.
Welcome back to the Wasted Wagons podcast. We're going to jump right into our next topic, which something that came up recently at an event I was at, not industry related, but people were mingling with a lot of strangers. Ran into some people, had a conversation, and this gentleman just kept talking and talking. And I realized he's really, really annoying, and I couldn't find a way out of the conversation. And talking to a friend, he's like, "Oh, you should have told him something really just off the wall to get him away from you and this and that." And I thought about it, like, because he asked me what I did for work. And when I tell people that I'm in the wine and spirits industry, that immediately brings up a multitude of questions of this, what they want to ask me. Like, oh, are you into this? Do you like this? Tell me about this. Can you find this bourbon, that, or whatever? And talk about wine. And I'm just like, oh, it's the one of the worst topics to get into because people will always have follow-up questions. So I propose this question to you. You're at an event, you're somewhere, a party, and the stranger walks up to you and just tries to have a conversation with you, and you're talking, and you're not really feeling his vibe. His or her vibe, I guess. You're kind of annoyed, and you're looking for an exit out of the conversation. Well, then he goes, "Well, what do you do for work?" So now my question for you is, given that scenario, what is the job you would tell this person that you do to get him to leave you alone, stop asking you questions, or just to walk away from you in general?
So mine would be a inseminator of female rats in a lab.
This is very specific, but okay.
It's something I thought about that for a minute.
I inseminate female rats
Not only
for a living.
did it say inseminating.
That could be a crime. You might want to specify.
Do you first gather from the males?
Oh no, absolutely.
Or do you provide your own samples?
See, I guess it won't
You
work
see?
because y'all are
Yeah,
asking
see?
questions.
Yeah, see, it's not.
Someone
Yeah,
is
Case
like
in
being
point.
inquisitive about this.
yeah.
So some of the things we're
That
thinking,
person ain't leaving this thing.
some of the things we're thinking of, we probably bring about questions. But
Because somebody might say, "Oh, like I'm a garbage man," and like, okay, you don't have a lot of follow-ups to that. And I'm like, cool, you pick up trash. Yes.
How bad do you stay for the
Yeah. They're like, oh,
Did
what
your
do you
wife make
think?
you shower
I
like
think
10 times?
So-
there's always questions
also,
surrounding everything.
what's the
Is-
salary like for that?
Is there a quote unquote perfect
Well,
answer
according to Camden,
to tell
garbage men
someone
make more money than me. So.
that of a job you do for them to know? You said rat inseminator. Todd, what would you tell this person?
I mean, honestly, when you asked this question, the first thing that sprung to my mind was a mortician. Because I mean, I think a lot of people when you start saying dead bodies, they kind of want to walk out the room as it is. But I think
I
think
have a
being a-
whole bunch of questions.
But I think being a mortician, it's also
So
like a
Mike's
creepy.
not far removed from that.
But I think it's a creepy like profession as it is. So I think maybe if they think you're a mortician, they think you're a creep, and want to get away from you.
I'm glad you brought that up because my friend I was talking to about this scenario, he is a mortician, and that was what I thought I was going to say. And he's like, "Yeah, but you'd be surprised how many people want to know about. Well, what's it like touching a dead body? Like, is it dirty? Are you covered in blood all day? Yada yada yada." And he's like, "Holy crap, this is way more than I thought. I thought I was going to get out." He's like, "Oh, mortician, cool." And the person was just be shook and done. A barrage of questions came with that, which is why I'm thinking there might not be a perfect answer for this, but that's what you would. That's where my mind went when I thought about what would I tell this person I do to get myself out of this with no more questions.
I would think that the closest perfect answer, in my opinion, would be I'm an assassin. I would be very scared, shit my pants, and just leave. Like, okay, nice to meet you. You have a great night. Bye. But there's crazy people out there still that would still have questions like, ooh, how much do you pay for that? And ooh, so I don't know. I think
I think that's a good one. I mean, it's a little open ended. I think they'd be more worried about them believing you.
Yeah.
And like, are you pulling my leg? And they want to like ask you. They might have a question about, are you serious?
And that's when you just kind of do like a little like jump at them. Like come out.
They tell them,
I'm out of here.
Meet me there and you'll find out.
At first I thought debt collector, but then no. I mean, I think a lot of questions would come from that. Because it's not scary, but like an assassin, like I'd be scared.
Can you show the little jump again?
Y'all can't see me, but I'm
kind of like
scared.
Kind of like what Jamie said, I think a lot of our answers we're thinking probably won't provoke a lot of responses, but we'd be surprised at how many do. And I think my instant answer would be, okay, I'm the guy at a a sex toy shop who cleans up the viewing rooms. Whether it be the mopping.
Travis was not in the room when I said just mop.
Yeah, we were off mic and Shaw was talking about it. He's running through his ideas. He goes, "Yeah, I'm the just mop cleaner. I'm the just cleaner."
So Sean and I's minds are thinking alike, but I mean, like even that, like I could say, like people would probably be extremely, especially if you're looking at where most of us here are Catholics around the table, and if we're sitting here talking about religion, a lot of people would frown upon this kind of stuff, and then maybe those would be the people that would kind of turn the disgusted cheek to it. But the people who are not hardcore Catholics might be the people who are going to be the inquisitive people about it and say, like, oh, what's that like? What kind of stuff have you seen?
You're just a janitor. You're not really the one providing the jizz that you're mopping.
How do you know that, though?
I mean, if you're also a client.
I mean, you might get a smoke break, and on your smoke break, you decide to go, whatever.
Check out the ladies as well. Do they still have nudie booths? Is that still a thing?
I'm pretty sure the Mr. Binkies out in Elmwood still has a viewing room.
It's not a live.
I haven't gone in it. I don't know anything. I'm just saying.
I don't think I've been to one since I was 18.
What about the one in the dregs of Kenner? Does that still exist?
That's out in the like industrial.
It's out in like Charlotte now.
But I fucking don't.
So
it's out by the car parts.
But even then, it wasn't actual live. Like, it wasn't a live person behind the glass. It was like, here, let me borrow this videotape for a few minutes.
All right.
Nice.
Thank you.
So what if okay, maybe this is the closer to perfect answer. What if somebody says, so what do you do for a living? What if your response is, I can't talk about it?
So okay, so
what if you say you're a politician for this man's opposing political views?
But how do you know that? Well, if it comes up in conversation, I guess. But then maybe he wants to start debating you or ask you a question about this. Or like, might be like, how could you support someone like this when blah 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 blah?
Yeah,
what about a really mundane type job?
Like what? I mean, you could come back with like, oh, I do lawn care. I think that's boring, quote unquote, enough. And no offense to any lawn care experts. But I cut grass for a living. I cut grass. Sure. I don't.
I'd be like, oh man, how you been surviving?
Mike probably just caught us some listeners, but okay.
Mike used to cut grass. And used to help him. His girlfriend at the time, which is now his wife. He used to give me $5 And he would say he
What a
needed
cheap-
the rest.
oh,
he
oh,
needed
so-
the rest
what a
for
cheap
gas
ass.
money.
So that's not the one who made him the pumpkin pie.
No.
Is that the
That's
only
his
thing I
work
get?
wife, not his real wife.
Yeah, the work
I-
wife.
Just kicking around more ideas. I think
So the one who helped you cut the grass, just to be clear, was not the one who baked you the pumpkin pie.
wow.
I think that one hates
Yeah, because
pumpkin
the one
pie,
who
right?
used to help cut the grass, he only gave the bitch $5. Maybe if you'd have paid better, she would have made the damn pumpkin pie.
Oh, what a
What
cheapskate.
a tightwad.
But in turn, he gave you two beautiful sons.
He did that.
Why did you stay
Yeah, but
with him?
no,
all
but
these
I
Mike was
years?
Mike was playing the long
Well,
game on
no,
this one.
but
Hey.
there is a lot of expenses.
He must have been compensating
In cutting
in
grass.
other areas.
I would to kind of go back to Jamie's point about maybe being an assassin. I think I would maybe say I work for the FBI. And now, good, that will probably bring up more questions.
Yeah. And
But
then I
but
can't
you could
talk
come
about
back
it.
with
I'm not
I can't really
entitled.
talk about it.
Yep.
I'm in let's say I'm in Homeland Security sector. Oh well, where do you work? Do you travel a lot? I can't really talk. I can't discuss that a whole lot. And just kind of drive home the point of like
Yeah.
I can't divulge a lot of information, but I'll give you the courage of telling you what I do in maybe like a detail or two. That's it. And he'll be like, oh, cool. You can't really.
Yep.
Talk
I think
about
you're
it.
right, because I think no matter what career you give, somebody's gonna always have a question.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think you have.
I'm
to
an
give
informer.
the career- Yeah, and then just can't talk about it.
Yeah.
And if they know it's secret,
Right.
know,
You can't be
certain
like
stuff.
pilot or a flight attendant. You can't say doctor because then that's going to just open a barrage more for you. So yeah, I think we kind of decided that there is no number one top answer that will get someone to just end the conversation. But I think you could be vague enough. But I'm going to go with I work in some form of like the government sector that is tight-lipped. And just go with that.
Tight
I would tell you, but I'd have to kill you.
What about a
Yeah.
dog walker?
Oh, that's good.
Dog walker.
I mean, what kind of questions can you possibly have?
I would have questions.
A
Like,
dog
have you ever
walker?
been bitten? How many dogs do you walk at a time? How much do you get paid?
What's the pay for that? What's the pay for a dog
How
walker?
many times do you have to
No,
walk
the
dog?
number one question would be like, you can do that for a living.
What if
Like,
you were the
make
guy-
enough money? You make-
Sean,
Oh,
what
yeah,
if I
is that
told
your
what if I
only
told
job?
you I have a friend that owns a dog walking business?
well, that's different. You manage people.
Sure.
What about
cash money, honey? Right, your hobby.
what if I said I was the person that stuck the stickers on the fruit?
That would just be called a supermarket employee.
You're,
What?
you're the Chiquita banana.
What if
guy?
you were the person at the dildo factory that put a little paint on the dildos?
Oh, you do the dildo dip?
How many?
You're a dildo dipper?
How many dildos do you do? You know, what sizes do they
What
come
is your
in?
productivity?
I-
How many
Are they
days
hard?
do you
Are they
have?
soft?
I'll tell you right now.
How
That's
long
true.
did it take to
So,
dry?
like-
The first question I would have would be like, so how'd you get into that business? What led you down that career path?
I just needed
I
a
have to-
job. There was an opening.
Someone's got to do it.
But
Well, I just had to sit on it for a while.
I recently
Do
lost
you
my.
get to test them afterwards?
I recently got burnt out in education, and that's just where I went.
A friend of mine
It's like
asked me to be
OnlyFans.
in the polymer and plastics business.
Could you say just a fireman? Is that
However,
Fireman?
that's you know what they do for a living? You could maybe say, oh, I work in this parish or
No,
city or
they
whatever.
go, okay. I hear it all the time for me, so I'm sure they hear it too. Oh, what's the biggest fire you ever went to? What, you know, that kind
The
of
one in
stuff.
your mom's.
Do you
Ted, did you ever do a cat out of a tree?
What's the-
Yeah, okay, that's
what's,
true.
what's the grossest fatality you've ever seen?
Have you ever seen one burned
I
alive?
can't picture Mike putting like a ladder up in a tree
That's
going to
not-
get a cat.
That's not really for.
You can't picture it because it would never happen.
It would happen.
That's not really for discussion. But
Y'all haven't gotten back around to me because
Oh
Travis,
yeah.
Obviously,
did you
my-
have, Travis,
my-
did you
my-
have another one
so-
other than Chismopper?
no. What I'm saying, it's funny to think about this. I guess in experience over the years, the worst, not worst, but meaning that my profession, usually when I say electrical engineer, they're just like, oh, okay, and like a pause, like I don't know.
Yeah.
Because they don't
I don't
know.
know. I don't know what to say after that. Like, okay,
Well, Sean,
cool.
It's gone. It's gone.
Sean, what is it actually that you say you do here?
Right, exactly.
I mean, that's not bad. If you're some sort of like say high level engineer that people have no real understanding of,
Yeah.
it's not you say like, oh, I'm a NASA engineer. And they're like, oh, I have questions
Well,
about the space shuttle and this and that. You're like,
what's funny is
I'm
if
an
you just say
electrical
engineer, then they're like, oh, what kind? And then when you say electrical, they get surprised because there's so many people that say they're an engineer. Oh,
What is
industrial, chemical. They say all these
God.
other words for engineer. It's like it's such a broad term.
Mhm.
But when you say specifically electrical, they're like, oh, you're like a real engineer. Like, you know,
like, yeah.
like, yeah. I
Opposed
guess.
to fake
Most
ones.
people think I'm an electrician. Like, oh, you like wire houses? Like, pretty close.
Like, could you say like mathematician or like you do statistics, or is that inviting too many questions about your profession?
Patrick's being inquisitive.
About mine.
No, just in general. I'm
Yeah.
just running through random ideas of what else you could do to stymie someone about asking you more questions.
Yeah. I mean, it has to be, something like cutting grass and things like that. It has to be something common that people can think like, well, I kind of know what that is, even though I don't do it, you know? Like, what could that be, you know?
You know what? Maybe if you just said, I'm a high school custodian.
There you go, I'm a janitor.
I'm a janitor.
Or master of the custodial arts. You know?
There you go. Oh,
Or
then they're like,
janitor,
oh,
if you wanna be a
cool.
dick about it.
Because what's the follow-up?
Janitor.
Oh, what school do you work at? Okay, bam. After that, what else do you want to know? Like, what's your favorite mop? What's the correct ratio of cleaning product to water?
Do you ever see any bad kids?
You're like, no, that's not my responsibility. I just
Hey,
don't-
that's my job.
Do you have like 50 keys on your key ring and it just jingles while you walk around? Do kids walk up and kick you in the butt while you're wearing your overalls?
See, y'all
No.
have questions. You see, people would ask
Do
you
they
that.
sprinkle kitty litter on vomit?
I think the answer, I think the overall answer is like most careers are going to bring about questions. You know,
Was
so-
Zeke the plumber or janitor?
Here's the answer to the question. Someone starts asking you questions and you can't get out of it, just walk away.
Yeah.
Just like we're going to walk away from this topic and
Wait.
move on to
I got a
away.
fun quick story to add to that because
I
went to a Christmas party for my ex-wife, and it was around a bunch of lawyers. And I told this dude, he wasn't even one of the lawyers. He was one of their rich friends who I think owned a mosquito control business. And he asked me, "What do you do?" And I said, "Oh, I think I was in college. He said, I'm in school to be an electrical engineer." And he goes, "Oh, that's cool. Why don't you go over there and engineer me a drink?"
Wow.
I was
What a
like,
douche.
wow.
Douche.
Not a bunch of rich snobs.
that's
wow.
when you hit them with I do mobile detailing with these hands.
Mm,
Bring me your face.
What a douche nozzle.
why don't you go
Schnozzle.
engineer me a drink? And this was,
Yeah,
I don't want to name the family and the people, but, you know,
Name them. Okay, don't name them.
some local royalty, so to speak, you know.
They didn't move to North Carolina recently, did they?
No.
No. Okay, just wondering. We
Christian McCaffrey touchdown.
I think we were going on about other things, and as we currently watch the Cowboys get another touchdown scored upon them.
Ed.
Travis, I think you had
Ed, his wife.
some musings or
Some
some
Dak to sling it. CD.
sports related topics you want to bring up or talk about.
Fun fact. Ed
Yeah, look,
McCaffrey's got a ring for the 49ers.
I'm going to bring up another debate among the table, and I'm going to just talk about the like or dislike of Thursday night football. One, I'm gonna bring up one like and then two dislikes for Thursday night football, and we're gonna bring it about the table to see who wants to agree with me or argue with me or whatnot. My one like is that it's an extra night of football. So you come home from work, you're exhausted, you want to sit at home and watch something on TV. There's a football game on TV. That's the one like of it. So I'm gonna keep it brief and simple there. My two dislikes of it is that one, if you're playing in fantasy football, it's not necessarily a good thing, being that
One more night of football.
no, this night, you're playing against a guy in fantasy football. Maybe there's only one guy, maybe there's a couple of guys, and then they go off on Thursday night football, and then you're in as I'll give you an example, a 55-point hole from playing against DJ Moore this week. And then it almost takes away from the enjoyment of football on Sunday, other than pulling for your home team. Like, obviously, this Sunday, I went home and watched the Saints and enjoyed their victory over the Patriots this Sunday. Very big beatdown, 34-0. I enjoyed that part of Sunday, but the rest of it, I really couldn't even really watch fantasy football because I had already accepted a loss at going into a 55-0 hole because of DJ Moore's 230-yard, 3-touchdown performance. So that's one dislike of Thursday Night Football. The other dislike is that I really don't think they put on good games. I think the first Thursday
They
night
got this.
the first Thursday night game was actually a pretty good one of the season, but then the rest of them have just been kind of very mediocre. And then this week we had the Bears versus the Commanders, which, let's be honest, are two teams that are probably not making the playoffs. And then we get to watch that, but at the same time ruin our fantasy likes for Sunday. So I see two major dislikes for Thursday night football, and only one real like is that there's an extra night of football to watch.
Can I throw in a disagree when you have Justin Fields on two teams and DJ Moore on a third?
So yeah, but look, why did I say that?
Just saying.
One Thursday night football, we had the 49ers playing, and I had Christian McCaffrey and Kittle playing. Both did really well, and that ended up getting us off to a good start. But I just still ended up losing because the team I played dropped 200 on me, so it didn't really help me in the.
I can honestly say it seems like the games. It's like most of your players are either duds or they like have some stupid crazy game like that.
Just to give a quick recap, this has been the Thursday night games so far. Week 2, we had Eagles-Vikings, 34-28 game. The score really not indicative of how bad the game actually was. It was not a great game.
Yeah.
And look, I think that's most of them. Most of them end up like, if you look at this Bears-Commanders game, I think is the same thing. Bears got off to a humongous lead. Commanders are playing catch-up the rest. They may have been able to keep it close based upon playing catch-up, but nobody really thought the Bears were losing that game. That's the same with that Eagles-Vikings game.
So, yeah, we had Eagles-Vikings. We had Niners-Giants, dud. We had Lions-Packers. Game was a dud until the Packers, at the end, tried to make it something of it. The game from last week, Bears-Commanders. This week we have Broncos-Chiefs.
Which will be a blowout, I'm sure.
Yeah. Then we have
that won't even
Sean
be
Payton
close.
can't beat his nemesis Nathaniel Hackett, so I'm sure the Chiefs are going to roll with that one.
Then we get to Jags Saints, which is a home game for us. Bucks Bills.
Hopefully the Saints win that.
Bucks Bills
Yikes.
maybe has a small chance of being pretty good, but the Bills could blow them out, and who knows?
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, the Thursday night games,
Well,
outside of the gambling aspect, have not been
the problem
that
is
great.
the players. Two things. It's like they're not prepared because it's like mandatory. They don't practice Monday. That's where it's like what they have meetings on Monday. Everybody's off on Tuesday. Then they can do a walkthrough on Wednesday because they don't want to get hurt the day before the game. And then
There's
all the
minimal
players are
practice,
looking
yeah.
forward to the mini bye. So they're already looking forward to, we get 10 days off, So the players are not into the game like they would be on a Sunday. And it's just, you can see it. It's a different vibe.
Yeah, look, I see the only advantage of it is, like you said, you get off of a long day of work and you want something to watch on TV and there's football on. But, again, from an actual interesting game perspective, it's probably not good. From a fantasy perspective, I would much rather bench players on a Thursday night. So I'm not really a fan of Thursday night football.
I think it's another night of football for me.
Well, you don't
Not
play
that I- not
you
that
don't
I-
play fantasy anymore.
I don't. I don't sit there and watch it, obviously, because most of the time it's late games and work the next day kind of thing. So I only watch maybe the first half, if anything, when I get home from work. But I guess it's better than the alternative of not having a football game.
But that's why you
Or
watch.
just sitting around
so-
making pumpkin spice anything.
Right.
But guys, a couple of shows ago we talked about our top 5 favorite TV shows. That's why you get involved in TV shows.
Drinking your pumpkin spice while watching Thursday Night Football.
And
Can life get better?
And that's a
I
winner
submit that
there.
it cannot.
It can't get better. It's called chips and salsa, which are Thursday night football. Carry on.
No, my chips and guac and bean dip.
Whatever.
Suck it.
I don't.
That's what they need, Patrick. Oh my gosh. NFL, if you're listening, no more Thursday night football, Tuesday night football, and it's Taco Tuesday. And it's all about the chips and salsa and the queso
Games are only played
and
in Mexico City.
margaritas right there.
You have my attention.
It all
Yes.
depends on what kind of games they're putting out on
Yeah.
Tuesday night, though. Is it going to be the same quality as Thursday
Right.
night?
No, it's not, because they don't care about quality anymore. It's about quantity, and they just want to make more money.
I say,
And that's why it's with the prime crap,
I
because
say,
people need to buy more. Because if I don't have prime, but I really like football, then I
I
need to
say
get
on
prime.
Thursday night you put Taylor Swift in some pads and it'll
Yeah,
get the ratings up, man.
Yeah, and why do you think all of that's happening? Because they trying to make more money.
I will agree with Mike on a little bit. Thursday night football for me is it's another night of football. The product may not be great. What else would I be doing? I mean, I'm sure there's something else I could be doing, but if I get home from work, the game might not be great, but I'll put it on and I might do other stuff while the game is on. It might be background filler for me, but it's also another opportunity to gamble. Although I'm not a huge gambler, but I do dabble a fair amount. But I don't know. It's another night of football, so I live with whatever it is. I don't try to get too invested in how crappy the games are, even though I know they're usually kind of crappy.
I can say shout out to Amazon. Their Amazon Prime broadcast has been pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's good.
It's like Thursday night when I got home, I had to do a cook-off thing for work, and then you could start the broadcast from the beginning, and then fast forward through commercials and skip like even between plays, like jump 10 seconds, and I was like, I watched that whole game in like 2 hours.
Yeah.
I don't really watch too much football other than the Saints games on Sundays. Historically, the Thursday night games have been pretty bad. I mean, it seems like they pick like the shittiest matchup of the week and put it on Thursday night. That's at least how it's been historically. I usually work till about 7 o'clock on Thursday nights anyway, so I don't really. I mean, by the time I get home, the games aren't started anyway, so I don't really pay much attention to it. But it almost seems like Travis is kind of like I really think the reason why Travis hates the Thursday night games isn't necessarily because of the Thursday night games, more so than it is because of fantasy football.
Oh man, but, I mean, you have to like I said, definitely have a point. That was one of the points I brought up.
Maybe you should quit fantasy.
I mean,
I'm
gonna tell
I've
you.
been debating it on for a few
So-
years now.
Real quick, let's now obviously injuries are a part of football, and like that can completely alter the importance or the good factor of a game. Obviously, like the Jets game when Rodgers got hurt in the first game, that ruined the rest of that game. But like, look at this schedule: Broncos, Chiefs, Jags, Saints, Bucks, Bills, Titans, Steelers, Panthers, Bears, Bengals, Ravens.
yeah, it's like the
Panthers,
worst of the
Bears
worst.
on Thursdays coming
Yes.
up. Jesus.
I guess they thought maybe Fields and
And
Bryce
yeah,
Young
they
would be a
do.
matchup.
So my question is, why do you put that in the primetime game? And look, I'm not gonna debunk what Todd said. Like it is a lot fantasy related, but at the same point, like you put a shitty matchup on to destroy the rest of your week for fantasy football.
Yo, this schedule is terrible. So like the rest of
It
it
always is.
is Black Friday. Okay, it's Dolphins,
Oh, yeah,
Jets,
first Black Friday
Dud.
game ever this season.
Seahawks, Cowboys, meh. Patriots,
That
Steelers.
one might actually-
No one's watching that game unless you're a fan of that team or you're gambling or for fantasy. Chargers, Raiders, dud.
Yep.
Saints, Rams, meh. And then you have Jets, Browns,
The
week
Saints,
17.
The Saints Rams could be good if
So
the Saints
what
can actually
teams
get
are like
shit
really
going.
good though? What teams are out there that like, dang?
These two teams that are playing on TV right now, the 49ers
Yeah, this
and
is
the
a good matchup.
49ers and Cowboys
Yeah,
are
good.
both
Like
two
old
of the best
school,
right now.
Good for Sunday
like
Night
90s
Football.
when we grew up.
Yeah.
you know,
And they're both
Well, they're
doing
both
good right
this
now.
year.
Yeah, this schedule
Just
is
throw CD Lamb.
very,
the ball, please.
very lacking. Like you would think they give you a couple
Hurt
more
versus
marquee
McCaffrey.
teams. Like
That's
no
true.
offense, but like the Steelers are not an interesting watch
No.
at all.
I
don't wanna watch
Very-
that.
Matt
very-
Canada, the worst offensive coordinator
Very,
in the league right now.
very slow
Maybe
paced.
Carmichael was pretty
Carmichael
close.
would like a word, sir. Chargers, Raiders, no. Rams, Saints, there might be some offense, but who knows?
How late in the season is that? It depends on where they both are playoff wise. Because the Rams are now 2-3, the Saints are 3-2. It all kind of depends. But yes, I don't know if any of us really see the Raiders lasting in that division. So at that point, the Chargers will probably blow them out.
What about the Chiefs and the Dolphins?
That should be a good one if that's actually a Thursday night. Is that a Thursday night?
Thursday.
No, the Chiefs have the
playing-
Broncos.
Chiefs are playing the
Thursday.
Broncos, dude. That's gonna be a murder.
The
That's
Dol-
gonna be MU.
Broncos just got
D-
beat by
E-
Aaron Rodgers plus Jets. Sean Payton is
Moida.
1-4. So we all can laugh at Sean Payton. Haha.
I mean, you don't want to settle in on Black Friday after a day of rest and like overeating to settle into Dolphins at Jets.
So let's we brought up
Big life, son.
we brought up our love
Let's,
for
since you brought up, okay, go ahead.
we brought up our dislike for Sean Payton before. Sean Payton was a heavy critic of Nathaniel Hackett in the offseason, and he just got beat by Nathaniel Hackett today, so fuck you, Sean Payton. We brought that up on the show before. Fuck you, Sean Payton.
Multiple times. I
You
think
Darnold, you suck.
there are a few consistent things with
I
this
think Kevin James
podcast.
could go out
6,
there and
7
do a better
episodes
job.
in. The dislike and the Sean Payton go fuck yourself is probably number one on our
I think
list
the
of-
FNA fourth
Okay,
grade
wait,
Badgers
wait.
can go out and look
Wait,
better than you.
real quick. I want to end this by saying, real quick, around the table, Sean Payton or John Cena? Go.
I'm still going to go Sean Payton because I can't stand John Cena. I think he's terrible in all
I
aspects.
have a better
of life.
question: pumpkin spice or Sean Payton?
Pumpkin spice.
Absolutely, pumpkin
Pumpkin
spice.
spice. That's an easy one.
Pumpkin spice.
I'll take-
still going with Sean Payton.
I'll take
Pumpkin spice or John
Payton.
Cena?
I'll take Sean Payton over John Cena, but pumpkin spice over Sean Payton any day.
I remember Sean Payton and what he did for us, and that will
We'll
always
never
hold
forget that.
in my
But
heart. Yeah,
he's Urban Meyer Part 2, and all of a sudden I need a break of football. 1 year was enough for him, and then he took his nice pay raise and his supposedly quote unquote good offense.
Then he went skiing in Breckenridge,
and
Colorado.
left us. Sean Payton can
What kind of
stick
skin are
a
you talking about?
12-inch dildo up his ass.
What kind of snow you talking about?
Yeah, that's what you're talking about. Allegedly, I'm not saying that Sean Payton has done drugs or does drugs.
Well, we know he hit this. We know he hit that weed pipe. We saw that. We know he hit the bong.
I mean, yeah, I suppose so. Just I don't want to get in trouble with Sean Payton's PR people because he knows he's probably listening. I don't want to get in trouble with him.
Sean
Sean
They
Payton,
say-
if you're still listening, we still need some sponsors.
Sean Payton, if you're listening, we don't want you as a sponsor, bitch.
Go fuck yourself with John Cena.
John Cena, son.